right, Andrea Klein-Thomas here, appreciate it. And I'm joined once again by our legal analyst here at NBC 10, Enrique. Let's talk about what Bill Cosby can and can't do right now. The judge is taking his passport, saying you must remain here in the Commonwealth. Can he leave home for any reason?
Well, typically how it works is that you're allowed to leave between certain hours to maybe run errands and do things of a personal nature. You can't leave the state, cannot leave the country, and it has to be things that are important. Sometimes they make sure you're there either by an electronic device that they put on your ankle, or sometimes they do a phone call check-in where you have to answer the phone between certain hours to make sure that you are there.
But obviously this severely limits what he can and can't do. He can't travel out of state. He can't go to New York where he also has a home. He can't do any of that until the sentencing takes place. And let's talk about the factors that would come into play when the judge weighs what the sentence should be. There will be obviously several reports that are done that the judge will consider. Talk to us about what's in those reports. What do they take into account?
Well, those reports will take into account his prior history. They will take in his current health. They will take in things about him and different things that are going on with him. They're going to take in a place, they have the sexual predator report that he has to do to see whether or not he's considered a violent person. All these things come into account. Now, a judge has to put on the record the reasons for his sentencing and the things that he's relying on. So the defense is going to have an opportunity to put on a mini trial and to tell the judge why they believe he should not be incarcerated. The prosecution is going to get that same chance. They'll be able to put on witnesses and they'll be able to tell the court why they believe that Mr. Cosby should be put in jail.
Is it possible at this sentencing phase that we will hear from other women? Would the prosecutor be able to put other women on the stand once again to talk about a pattern of behavior?
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe they will do that. They will give these women a voice and they will give them an opportunity to tell the judge what happened to them and why, the things that affected their life and why Mr. Cosby should be jailed for that.
Now, it would not necessarily be the same 5 who testified at trial, would it?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
They can bring in other people that this affected and other women that accused him. This is a sentencing phase. It pretty much becomes wide open. It's like a similar Nassar, sentencing that took place with the gymnastics. You saw there were many women that came in and testified, even though only a couple were the actual people that he was being convicted of.
All right, Enrique, and we appreciate your insights as always. Thanks for being here throughout this deliberation phase and today's guilty verdict. Appreciate it. NBC 10, of course, was the first to break this story on air and online. Major court victory for the Me Too movement, as we've been mentioning. You can download the NBC 10 app for a deeper look at the reaction and what it might mean for other cases. But for now, we want to send it back to the studios and Jack.
All right, Jim Rosenfield reporting live in Norristown. We'll check back in.